Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. This afternoon, I want to explain a little bit about global print partnerships that we're creating at CMA. And not a lot of you may know CMA, so I thought I'd do a little bit of an introduction about who we are and what I'm about to talk about. This afternoon, what I want to do is explain a little bit about CMA, a little bit about what we do, some of the market challenges that we're facing, what exactly is SSP, some of the early adopters, and some of our partners. CMA was created in 2006, and more recently, we were owned by Ilford Imaging, which sadly went out of business, and we took the company back into private ownership. We're basically a color management company, and we work on specific solutions for the wide format market. We're specializing today in retail graphics and retail solutions. Basically, as CMA, we develop specialist inkjet coatings with specific media for specific applications in niche solutions, backed up by full color management, and we work with a number of high-end street brands. We're partnered with Xerox, we supply media to Roland, HP, and we're also specialists in proofing materials, and we used to supply the Kodak match print products around the world. Okay. As a media manufacturer, it's really, really difficult to actually develop a media and get a brand to accept the media. So it's a bit like swimming uphill or trying to go back to spawn. Not many people actually accept medias and know about media when it comes to a brand, yet everybody from branding wants a new media or something specific. So if you take the likes of somebody, let's say Clarins Fragrance Group, or any advertising agency, they're always asking for something. What's new? What's specialist out there? Give me something great that I can attract my customers and bring my customers in store. What actually is out there that I can show my product off in the retail environment in the best scenario? And if you're a media manufacturer, to try and connect with these brands is really, really difficult. So what we're trying to do is to take the art out of color management. And so we develop substrates and we interact with brand owners and agencies. And the problem that you have with brand owners and agencies, if you're a media manufacturer, is how you tell them about your product. Because the typical distribution journey is through a media distributor or a print service provider, then a pre-press or a designer. So to actually try and get someone to specify your media is really quite tricky. So, at CMA, we've come up with the concept of SSP. The brand owners and agencies specify a particular product. We then simplify the work process, and the print service provider just prints. So if you take that in its rawest terms, we interact with brands, and we explain to them a range of medias, whether it be an environmental media, whether it be a brand new type of iridescent material that's out there. They then basically put together an RFQ for print on a global basis. And at that point, CMA come in and take the hidden art out of it. So we manage the software, we manage the proofing, we help with designs, and we basically sort all the pre-press side of things out before the printer gets to print. So what we do, we filter all of those things. We give the printer what they need to print, which is remote profiles, the media, and the printer then gets to print on a global basis. So wherever the brand wants to print in the world, they can connect with a group of printers on a worldwide basis. This is a fairly new concept, and it's something we've been adopting. We have 3 major brands adopting this already. And all we're trying to do is speed things up so that any manufacturer of media can interact with CMA. We can put that into the program. We can present that to the brand. The brand then can specify it and allowing the print service provider to print it. And as CMA, we take out the hidden art of color management. So whether you're in LA at a World Duty Free store in Germany, in Helsinki, in Australia, you'll walk into that store and that print will be exactly the same color and it will be guaranteed because it's through our network. Okay, so as a brand agency, 9 times out of 10, they have the colors they want, they have a concept in mind, they have everything that they need, and really all they have to do then is want to get it printed around the world. And sadly, sometimes they can't manage the colors and they can't get that organized. So anybody, whether it be a brand or an agency, can specify a campaign, and then it goes to the next stage. which is us, where we take their design, their color management, everything they have in mind, and we basically make that work, and we turn that into usable documents that then can be printed anywhere in the world. Working with Roland, what we do is, as a printer manufacturer, Roland have a massive array of equipment and a massive array of techniques and a massive color gamut. They also suffer from the same thing we do as a media manufacturer, where we basically specify the media, and getting a brand to know our media is even worse if you're a print manufacturer, because nobody knows what device it's printed on. So we're trying to build up that brand. So if you take the Roland devices, they have whites, they have metallics, they have a phenomenal color gamut. And so pulling that together with the media allows the print service provider to print, and the brand gets consistent color. Okay, so how does that work when it comes to color management? Well, we have a remote color management in the cloud. So as CMA, we will have worked with the brand, identified the colors, proofed, had it approved by the actual brand. So on a global basis, the printer doesn't need to manage color locally. The brand doesn't need to manage 150 different proofs sent in from all over the world. There is a set of documents and a set of targets that we manage over the cloud. All the local printer does, whether they're in Helsinki or LA, dials into our system, dials into the Color Cloud server, downloads a profile specific to their output device, managing the color from our color gamut chart that we've done and the proof that we've set with the client, and therefore the brand agency doesn't need to see a proof. We know that that print and that output will be exact because we know the media it's being printed on, and we know the output device it's being printed on from Roland. So the brand gets consistent color, and it's easy, and no one has to do external proofing. So back to what I've just said regarding some of the benefits of it, you can read them up there. One of the things we do, you have an interface as a brand, you dial into that interface, you send the RFQ out, it goes to multiple printers, so you have benchmarking, everybody sees the costs of the media, everybody sees the type of inks that are being used and the machinery it's being used, so you've got a full circle of completely managed print. Okay, I've touched a little bit on Roland. One of the reasons we're working with Roland is we feel they've probably got some of the best equipment on the marketplace. They're also very innovative of what they do, and they have a massive network of printers around the world. So nearly in every single country around the world, there is a Roland device. So the platform we've got is specifically designed with Roland purely because of their technology that they have. And Roland had the same challenge as we did as a media manufacturer, that they wanted to make sure that people knew what a Roland printer was and that someone would specify a Roland printer because of some of the techniques they've got. They have flatbed, they have textile, and they have solvent-based printing. So there we go. I've kept it short and sweet because there's so many of you here. But if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. As I say, it's a new concept, so I didn't expect to see many people, but thank you for listening.